Metal Gear Solid. My all-time favorite game franchise. I feel like saying that doesn't exactly explain nor hold any validity considering how great the game really is. But you know, I'm just a nobody on the internet with an opinion. But ever since they fired Kojima, they've been taking the series and anally raping it into oblivion. My prime example is the latest installment, Metal Gear Survive. Sure, it's not canon, but it's still an awful game, and without Kojima making decisions, creative liberties like this will happen again, and again, and again, and again, until everyone is so sick of Metal Gear Solid that just hearing the name of it will make people scoff. Before we get into Mr. Abomination over there, let's first take a look through the legacy that Kojima has built. Starting off with Metal Gear Solid for the PS1. I'm sorry that I'm not doing the MSX, I really don't care about those. This game is great. It actually has some pretty good graphics for its time. Sure, it was all pixelated, but it looked amazing. The colors, the atmosphere, and the voice acting was amazing for its time. You know, in an era of games where everything sounded like this.
I don't know what happened.
Barry! Where's Barry?
Well, I'm sorry, but he's probably...
No. What is that?
I'll go and check.
It was like a movie, and that's exactly what Kojima was going for. Metal Gear Solid always had a thing for tugging heartstrings, and the OG installment is not an exception. They're so good at it that they even make the death scenes of the enemy look sad with Sniper Wolf.
I stare at the morning sun and pray to make it through the day. The governments of the world turn a blind eye to our misery.
And not to mention if you decide to let Meryl die instead of enduring the torture.
You could have saved her. All you had to do was press the circle button. It's your fault she's dead. Have fun in hell.
But uh-oh, she's in the fourth game regardless, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Metal Gear Solid 2, a beautiful game. The graphics were so great and they still hold up today, in an era of games where, you know, everything looked like this. Oh yeah, by the way, San Andreas came out 3 years later, and the graphics in Metal Gear Solid 2 are better. Oh, and sadness, don't even get me started with EE's death.
Emma? Emma? Emma! Emma!
You're so young. So cute.
Answer me!
Metal Gear Solid 3 brought camouflage to the table. The story was amazing. Oh, and the boss's death scene?
Kill me now.
Please don't make me do it. Please don't make me do it. Metal Gear Solid 4 not only brought Octo Camo, but also brought answers to all of your questions. They tried to make sense of this convoluted storyline. They answered questions like, who are the Patriots? Do Snake and Meryl get it on at the end of Metal Gear Solid? Will my father ever love me? So many questions. Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't know, I didn't play this one. So finally, that brings us to Metal Gear Survive. It's shit. You know what everyone loves? Zombies. What the hell were you thinking? Zombies? Metal Gear Solid has always been tactical espionage action. Tactical espionage action. Infiltrating an enemy base. Getting information about Metal Gear in this case. You know what Metal Gear Survive has? Zombies. I can see why they did this. They're pandering to all the people who love zombies to death. Call of Duty did it. Really, Konami? Really? Really, Konami? Are you... Really, Konami? Really?